Oh, they're talking about how the game works. Prime Kuso nothing. I'm here to watch some good shit. I'm here to watch the purest Street Fighter game. Put this game on Fight Cave. All the backgrounds in this game are super, super primitive. Very early 3D. Next week? Is it so soon? And I thought my plate was full with Street Fighter 3 and Omega. Bristle Super. He could have canceled that to another super. It's hard for Guile. Guile only has 2 supers, I think. Well, he's got 3 with the level 3. But if for level 1 supers, he's only got 2 of them, which means you've got to go from one to the other. And I don't think the Flash Kick Super gives you enough time to charge a the opening gambit or whatever it is. That thing. That was such a delayed cancel. There's no way to save the second one. Oh wait, yes there is. Look at that. Smart. You can cancel the landing recovery of that Flash Kick from that super. You can super cancel it to another super. And it won't combo, but it's got a 50-50 of saving you. So the correct punish there was to excel by the Chun-Li player. That was like the way to do it. That's how this game works. If you're going to punish, punishing with excel gives you good damage and it gives you invincibility. That's cute. Use the super meter to get a little bit of extra damage. Oh, next week's Cody! Fuck! I gotta remember that during the the Third Strike Cup, which I haven't practiced for. I'm gonna do that tonight because I'm not gonna find a good amount of time to do it tomorrow. I'm gonna be at Wednesday Night Fights. I mean, technically today, but also the time right now for me is 4:18 a.m. She might be dead. The Excel was smart. It really is amazing how well designed Excel is compared to Ganejin. Like the part where you can't cancel into Excel. Like the part where Excel has extremely high pushback. If you ever block anything. Get extremely low pushback if something is hitting. Like the fact that every single character in the game has Excel. You don't like this color? I think he looks okay. Nice lime can. Look at all that lateral range in that hard DP. I wonder what the game is with Ken having the farthest range hard DP. It might be like HD Remix. Yeah, the hitbox. No Sir Excel combos. This might be like low level footage. They seem to know how to play. That Ken went for the Shipu juggle. Shippu has a natural ender that just does damage, but Ken can also do a cancel it early, and then juggle into low strong, into instant air fierce, into Tatsu. And it does a smidge less damage, but builds meter, and has, I think, better positioning at the end. I feel like there's some fighting games where all the system mechanics work together, and some where they just kind of all exist. And to be honest, I think Street Fighter 5 is one where they just kind of all exist. Most Street Fighter games. Anime games are great examples of games where all the mechanics just kind of exist. A lot of the mechanics don't really have anything to do with each other. And there's just a shit ton of mechanics, and all of them are just fail-safes. It's like, well, with all of these mechanics, no one's going to get, everyone has like counters, so they don't need to, they never get bodied by matchups. And of course people still occasionally get bodied by matchups, but it's basically impossible to remove that. Ooh. This game actually doesn't have that many mechanics, but they all work together really nicely. The way that Guard Crush works against, with super cancels, and with, the basic just moving. The way that, ooh, jumped out of the 720. That's 3 bars wasted. The way that Excel counters Guard Crush, the way that Excel works in neutral. The way that meter build works, the way that the 1 bar supers work versus the Excel versus the Guard Crush, everything is worth 1 bar. The way you can spend multiple supers to get multiple, meters. Your competing resources all feel worth it, in a good way. And you can mix and match them really well. He had a kill there, off of that. He's still looking really good. He would have had to spend bar. This can kill without meter. That was the wrong juggle. Well, that could have been it. Air throw would have done it. Anti-air throw would have done it. He went for, like, jump fierce into low strong, which also would have done it. In almost every single Street Fighter game, Ken and Ryu have identical models. Up until 4. Identical sprites or identical models. They're just head swaps. I wouldn't be surprised if it was literally the same model in this game. I like Nanase a lot. It's entertaining to watch. I feel like D-Dark is a very interesting take on a defensive character. He had a kill there. He had to spend bar. Just not to. It was an easy kill. He could use an Excel or he could do a super. He has Shippu. Or not Shippu, what do you call it? He has Shoyu Reppa. Okay, there's definitely usually an ender there. That's more like it. That's super tricky. This guy's got a one-hit meterless Aegis, and he can't do unblockables with it, but he can get, like, depending on when he jumps over, he can get a cross-up or not. He was already going to kill with the first super, and he just canceled to the second super for style. Most of the damage of that rush punch super is in the final hit. You gotta be really wary of supers like that in this game because the final hit is cancelled if you go, to be cancelled to another super. That's how they balance the supers. They make it so you lose a lot of damage if you get the... Like, there's very low scaling in this game, but if you do a super cancel, your damage is cut down a lot. Will there be a 3S Cup? If I wanted to have a fun time, I'd probably play Elena. But I'm not about that fun. I'm about winning. I only play one character. Oh, wait. You're talking about the third strike Omega Cup. I don't know why I keep misinterpreting that. This is the second time that's happened. Makoto. Shuriken, the most iconic move in fighting games. I feel like it's not. I feel like it's not even close. It's not even the most from Street Fighter. I feel like it's the Raging Demon in Street Fighter. It's probably the Hadouken more so than the Shuriken. The most iconic special move in a fighting game is almost certainly Sub-Zero's Ice Ball. Oh, speaking of Raging Demons. What is that character? It looked like Mura, but I didn't see what it was. Like, what are the most popular fighting games? Fucking Tekken? Fucking Mortal Kombat. Dead or Alive. Fucking I don't know. Are they doing third strike at Super? I actually have Friday off, so I could go. I could bust some ass. It's my time in the light, longest third's out. Longest people are playing 30th. A lot of people have expressed interest in going to Wednesday Night Fights tomorrow to meet me and learn from me. But I don't know what I'd say. I mean, I'd probably know once I played them. I'd probably be like, just do this or that or this or that. Look for these things. Because they're like low enough level that it's really easy to just point to something. Just look at some Ken play and be like, hey, if you learn low strong super, you'll be like 10 times the Ken player. Practice that shit. I saw someone there. It was a Silent Scope 88. Comes in, says hi, here and there. He came in, played some ST, shook my hand, said hi. He's like, you're Baff, right? And I'm like, yo. I never introduce myself when I play. That happened like twice. Where like they were like tournament archive. They were like the guy. I played a guy who ended up co-commentating with me, but I played him in like a long ass set. And then like he started commentating and he saw the name Bafale and he's like, oh shit. Nice Shifu. There are a lot of normals in this game. That's the juggle. A lot of normals in this game with a ridiculous amount of cancelability. Like every single normal in this game is fucking Chun-Li low forward. They just really want like super cancels. What the fuck? These guys are nuts. Chip out hard DP. I have 30th on PC. He went for the fucking level 3. Rarely do you see this. I mean, I think situationally it's stronger than 3 level 1s. In fact, I think it's generally stronger than 3 level 1s for Ken because both of Ken's DP supers don't work really well in Ken's super cancels. Generally, like the startup and hit animation of the level 3s makes them worth it. Buy me a ticket to America. Wow, I actually hate this matchup. I haven't seen it yet, but I just know I'm gonna hate it. No, I never fucking... I have a hard enough time going to Wednesday Night Fights or Super Arcade, and they're 20 minutes away and 30 minutes away, respectively. I'm like directly between the two of them. It's like a straight line to one, and then a straight line the opposite direction to the other. I guarantee that every single EX character will come back if there's even a single wave of DLC for this game. I'm pissed. They didn't bring back Sharon. It's the only fucking EX character I like. That's not true. I like all the EX characters. But she's my favorite. Super cancel at the end of that isn't really worth. I don't mind a defensive character, but Area's like entire gameplay is like very stally. It's like she's not good at opening you up, but she's good at preventing you from opening her up. She's good at like making you block and wasting time. I feel like it makes it a little aggravating to watch. There's the only character in this game I don't like to watch. And D-Dark is good when he's like versus Rushdown. That Overhead's very reactable, and that's the closest thing she has to a mix-up. Like, she can't actually mix you up once you're already blocking. She's only got lows. I mean, she's got mix-up tools. She's got, like, invincibility with Excel. Like that. She's got, like, I don't remember if she has a command grab. I don't think she has any sort of instant overhead. She might. Let's go for the big damage. Can you get 2? Is he going for 2? No, just meaty. I feel like 2 would have been good. He's going for another. Ah. That like restood. What the fuck? This won't kill, but it's close. Something about her roller skates pisses me off too. I can't place it. Wearing roller skates and they literally have no component whatsoever in gameplay. It's like, why are they even there? No, it's like it's so Sub-Zero's ice ball. That yellow Chun looks kind of nice. I think Street Fighter should make a character like Angel with that kind of gameplay style. Chun-Li's 04 doesn't cancel in this game. It's pure poke. Goes really far though. That. Chun-Li's very... this Chun-Li in this game is closest to ST of any Chun-Li. It's a very ST inspired Chun. All the animations are based on her ST animations, and all of her link routes are based on her ST link routes. And her special moves are ST special moves. And her gameplay. And Chun-Li basically... Chun-Li usually only has like a little bit of reference to other Chun-Li's every game. Chun-Li's got one of the most variable gameplay styles in the series. There's usually like similar like spirit of gameplay. She has a demon, yeah. It's the taunt. It has a hitbox, you can kill with it. But it's not unblockable or anything. It's the Gomenne. I feel like it does something, but I don't remember what. Where was the super super? Should have done it. That was like definitively a good idea. I feel like Scorpion... it's close. I feel like if you've never played... I feel like his spear throw is more... It's like a more interesting special move. You know? It's still extremely iconic. It's maybe more memorable. But, like, Ice Ball is, like, tied into the character of Sub-Zero. You know? Obviously, Scorpion's named after the fucking spear tip. But, you know, people... If they, like... The idea of Sub-Zero freezing you. is so basic to the entire premise of his character. It was a little while before I fucking knew that Scorpion could throw a spear. But I knew that Sub-Zero could freeze you instantly. That projectile is pretty good, but the fact that it's got a cooldown. This zoning. He went for level 3. He had to do something. Oh my god! I feel like that's like the most definitive special move. You know? When you look at like a character, like a fighter, it's like, okay, he's fucking Muay Thai, okay, he's a wrestler. What would his special move be? The entire premise of a special move, I feel, is based around the fact that it's something a normal person couldn't do. I feel like the entire premise of Sub-Zero's character is coldness. And the entire premise of his special move is thus, he can freeze you, you know? That's something a normal person can't do. That's unique to Sub-Zero. And it's not really a fighting style, per se. It's like, it is an attack, in a loose way. But I feel like that's just extremely definitive for what a special move is supposed to be. Sometimes it's a kunai with the chain, sometimes it's a kunai with the rope. It depends. Depends on the game. It's never an actual spear. It's a very unique weapon, honestly. Scorpion doesn't really have another weapon associated with him. He's used ninja swords in some of the recent games. He had an axe in the old ones. Usually it's just kind of his fists and fire, and that spear. A character should have a memorable weapon. It's okay to just have a fucking some bog standard thing. That can be really cool too, if someone's just got like a fucking completely standard sword. Hand and a half. No, that's not even completely standard. It's a fucking saber. I'm deving a video game right now in my spare time. Actually, a few. It's the one about the wedding that gets crashed. And the main character is going to use a sword. A very generic looking saber. I have a picture of the saber that it's going to look like, if you guys want to see it. I have a lot of pictures of what things are going to look like once I actually work it all together. This game is something that could very really be finished someday. Falk is like I mean, you could say a lot about Falk's design, good or bad. But one nice thing I will say is that, oh, the reset. That was like a late cancel. One thing nice I will say about Falk is that, she's got such a basic looking weapon, but she uses it in such a unique way. That was like 6 lariats. 1 lariat canceled into itself 6 times. Lariat only hits once, I think. Yeah, I'm still fucking making the terrible game. I'm actually, like, it's getting made. There's actual progress being made on that front. Am I using RPG Maker? No, I'm using Game Maker. It's not an RPG. It is a Prince of Persia-esque game. It is a 2D side-scrolling platformer with parkour and sword combat elements. There will probably be a demo, but I don't think there'll be a beta. I asked a bunch of people before I started. It's like, should I learn Unity or should I learn Game Maker or what? And a lot of people were like, it's not really going to matter. Or like, the thing you're trying to do is so basic that you could really do it in either of them. But Game Maker has more tutorials and is easier to learn. So I was like, okay, Game Maker it is. You could whip punish that so hard. Oh my god, help. Clutch. Very clutch. The cancel break. But can't just immediately beat it. Cancel break can make unsafe attacks turn into guard breaks, but you can often just get out of the way with a jump or something. Or an invincible attack. And every character has an invincible one-button attack with Excel. So if you've got a bar, you can just counter all guard crushes if you're ready. The biggest thing stopping my bad game, I don't even want to spoil it. I've currently hit a kind of big roadblock. I've decided I want one of the 8 levels of the game to be a good level, just to like mix things up. So I think I'm gonna have 2 characters in my game. It'll probably be like the main character and then the sidekick. I'm gonna have one chapter where you play as the sidekick, and the sidekick is gonna have like good controls, and the level is going to have good level design. And I think I can make good level design for a single level. I've already got a basic idea of the controls. It's going to be air dashy. It would be really funny if you played through like 6 levels of a truly shitty game. Nice, nice juggle. And then played one like good level, and then played some more shitty levels. You can link out of that Hienshu, and you can cancel. Maybe low forward does cancel, because I feel like low forward is a link, but I feel like you can cancel out of it. Oh no, you link sweep, don't you? Oh yeah, that was a super cancel from low forward. I found out recently that Sakura has the lowest win rate online. It gave me mixed feelings, because I wouldn't have said that she was bottom 1. Her win rate is lower than both Minot and Falk. It's one of my favorite songs in this game. Capcom just released the win rates for all the characters for June. Or it might have been for May. Alex has some of the hardest time anti-airing of any character. I would call him like bottom like 3 for anti-air, to be honest. Vega. I didn't know Vega was ever that high at all. Bison's like number 1. Any matchup you have to learn, the win rate online is very stupid. It's like how Blanca was back then with the rod. There, completed the Rekkas. It's really easy to just shut down like entire Vega special moves once you learn how. Like once you learn, you can whiff punish Vega going off the wall and then just like, you know, going all the way to the other end of the screen. Once you learn, you can prevent him from escaping corners for free. Hell, meeting him with mid-air, I've had really good success with that. Jump roundhouse, air to air roundhouse with like Akuma. Jump strong with Sakura whenever he like jumps to a wall. Jump towards that wall and then air to air him. It's a lot harder for him to deal with in 5 than it was in 4. Nice. Oh, he went for it. I mean, this is still horrible for Sagat. Very difficult to live. Yeah. Falk is like a little hard, and also she's got a very unusual playstyle, and also there's a good chance that she's bottom tier. So I understand that her win rate would be very low. Menat is extremely hard, and also like unique playstyle compared to all of the characters. So I understand that her win rate would be extremely low. But Sakura plays a lot like the rest of the cast, and also she's fairly easy to play. So the best explanation for her being bottom tier is, or the best explanation for low win rate is bottom tier. Which caught me off guard because I don't think she's that bad. There certainly aren't that many people playing her. The only pro I can think of is Urio. And a lot of the old Sakuras, like fucking Chris Yu, just like I don't like this character right now. I mean, you gotta think about it. Menat's like bottom. Is it so weird that Kuma and Kami are bottom? They're low health. Low health always gets fucking lowest win rate online. Low health characters are high talent characters. Inherently. Even before you factor other things. Even though Kami is somewhat easy to play. I don't even know if I'd say she's easy to play. You've got to have good awareness. Kami's combos aren't very difficult executionally. But that's like Street Fighter 5 in general. But like picking up nice reaction combos. Scoping out every single stay and fierce you can get from a counter hit low strong. Stuff like that. Urian's like Bison. It's a matchup you have to learn. You have to play the roles differently. You know what's kind of cool about Urian? I mean, it's frame 3, but he's got safe armor. It's about as bad as you can get for safe armor, but it's still safe armor, which is kind of cool. You need to spend a bar on an EX tackle, and you need to have V-skill up. And V-skill does not go up very easily. Nice block. And Bison you don't see in this game very often. I actually don't know about the tier of this game. I know that Volcanaroso is like number 1. Or up there anyway. I'm pretty sure Doctrine Dark is pretty high. But you actually see like a good variety of characters. It seems to have relatively decent balance. Love that combo. Yeah, it all depends. There's a lot of characters where they have like a very cute design, and then people who don't really know how to play them just pick them because they like the design. I think Jury is probably in that boat, so is Menat. People who just pick a character because they like the way they look are not going to have a very good win rate. This is EX2+, for sure. I don't actually know the characters added in plus from vanilla. Yeah, like Sakura. But they made a big point to say that it was plus right at the beginning of the video. Got it. This will kill. Oh my god, he was trying to sandbag. It's level 3. I can't remember ever seeing that level 3. Garuda, I knew him. Sharon that high, what the fuck? I never ever see Sharon's. I knew Dalsim. You mostly just see the fucking Street Fighters. Sharon that high? She's got a command grab she can combo out of. She's got good Excel routes. Her special moves work well in Excel. Not as good as V Roso's. Closest thing to Viroso I can think of is like fucking Poison meets Sea Bison. I wouldn't say you see Vega players often. Yeah, Claw's design is very extreme. He's more often top than bottom for what it's worth, but it seems like he can't be designed well. Honda's in the same boat, except Honda's almost always bottom. Rarely is he top. I'm going to be that guy who says that EXKyo has the best rec of all time. That's Kyo. The quarter circle forward heavy punch. Half circle back punch. Forward punch, DP plus punch. That shit is, it feels tight to get it, and it looks great. The light punch rec is just fine too. I'll go like pretty hard. It depends on how much I like him. I've thought about that a lot. It's a question I ask myself every fucking morning. It's like, will I even be the best Aura player? He went for the cancel break? That wasn't a super cancel. Yeah, Ken still has a traditional Tatsu. And EX1, they both have this weird kind of spinny Tatsu. That one. It's a Rekka Tatsu. But in EX2, Ken just has his regular ass Tatsu. And Ryu still has the weird one. Tiger. Should I download the EX1 and do the trials? Should I do that? I don't know where Hirove lives, but he's like as good as me at least. I think he's Canadian. So I've got a very good chance of being the #1 in US. Hirove is me, but like at my height. His execution's like perfect too. I'm in a little out of practice now. My knowledge is like the best it's ever been. But my in-the-moment decision-making is maybe not quite as high as it was. And my execution under pressure is maybe also not as high as it was. And maybe I haven't fought a good player in a while. I have gotten a lot better with the PS4 controller. You can just tell from week 1 to week 2 of Wednesday night fights, like how much better I was playing. But I went for easier combos too. In terms of attack sequences, Noel is about as cool as it gets, I feel. He really canceled it early. You get extra meter for that, I guess. It was a good decision. At first I was thinking about it like it was just an opportunity for him to drop. I think he has like something like that, right? Is that a grab or not? I don't know in this game. I feel like it might not be. He's got like a charge back forward, jump, and he lands on you, and it's immune to fireballs like the whole way. Blanca's pretty awkward in this game. His normals are really good, but they're stubby. But that's like Blanca in general. But his special moves are all kind of awkward. Oh, he went for it. That's cool. That's bait. The blood. Yeah, Noel's drive is like one of those things where like if you don't know what you're doing, it's awful. I think fighting games are about giving you a bunch of weird tools and then making you learn to use them together correctly. And I think Noel's drive is one of the purest examples of that. Is you have to have a very specific sequence in mind. And you have to be able to execute that sequence, and it's not hard at all to execute. Well, it's like a little hard. I'm not going to say it's free. But like generally speaking, if you just get that quick muscle memory, hitting the right buttons in the right orders. Just, you know, a series of button presses. And the whole combo looks so bad when you fail to complete it and you get that fucking reload or whatever and the combo falls out. But when it all works, you can get some really cool combos. It's a very cool game design concept. BlazBlue is full of really cool game design. But a lot of them are like, I don't know. A lot of BlazBlue characters are characters I would never touch. For what it's worth, a lot of them they just didn't see them played. There's only a couple BlazBlue characters I never see anyone play. Like the little punchy guy. I don't remember his name. The guy with the run. Is he Naoto? I like Hakumen a lot. Brainol is better. Aren't Noel's drives or B moves? I like the special moves with versions. I like how you've got normal, you've got like light, heavy, and EX for like every special move or whatever. It's like multi-blood style specials. I like that. I want to play BB Tag, but I'm not yet. But I want to. I've got a lot on my plate, but it seems like a fun casual game, and I'd like if people could hop onto my YouTube and watch me play BB Tag. Hear me say nice things about it if it is indeed a good game, which it seems to be. The thing about Hakumen is he's like that character. Oh wait, you weren't even Hakumen Defense Force. Tim was. Who do you play? Say Tiger. I got one hit. That's supposed to be a bunch of hits. He didn't fall on it correctly. Scullo's kind of weird in this game. I don't understand why he's got the fan base he does. I mean, I understand because his character is amazing. He's literally just a fucking salaryman who put on a suit and he's like, I want to be a fucking superhero. That's his whole lore. Nice jump. Oh, we're talking about tag. Thought we were still talking about BlazBlue. Like pure BlazBlue. Oh yeah, by the way, I'm supposed to be staying up till 7 AM. So I can drive my mom to the train station. How can I stay awake for 2 hours? I could play through Luigi's Mansion. Should I do that? Mario. EX1 trials? Oh, I want to do both. Luigi's Mansion's not a long game. You can beat the game in 2 hours. I wouldn't say I was disappointed by Luigi's Mansion. I would never say that. It's a fun game, even my first pass. But it sure is short, and I think a lot of people were expecting Mario 64. The entire Luigi hanging thing is literally just a shadow glitch. And I don't even know I'd call it a glitch, since the shadow I think is working. Well, it's kind of strung up weird. But it's like it randomly during lightning, Luigi's shadow will, you know, the entire room will light up. Luigi's shadow gets cast super tall along the wall. And his head is cut off. And it's just like, oh, he's hanging. Do 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 do. I haven't played Luigi's Mansion 2 yet. My backlog for 3DS games is extremely high. Because whenever I want to play a new 3DS game, I just play fucking Fire Emblem Awakening again. I didn't finish New Super Mario Bros. 2. I didn't finish, let me think. I didn't even touch Etrian Odyssey 4 or whatever. That level 3. Where have I seen this? Balrog has something like it. It's like Balrog Super. The one from Alpha and 5. The 4-bar EX move in Omega mode. No. I guess Dudley's third strike super is like that, except it's not a shit ton of hits with a shit ton of motion. The thing about Pikmin, I didn't play Pikmin 2. I never even beat Pikmin 1, although I came pretty close. When I replayed that recently, it was like my first time beating it. And I like understood the game, so it was a lot better. Actually really good design when you understand it. My favorite part of Pikmin was the little monster that looks like bread that had a piece inside it. And they would always try and drag your pieces away from you. Pikmin, I feel, is very based around the time limit. And I feel like the entire game wouldn't work without the time limit. So I didn't play any of the non-time limit games. I know that's like the opposite opinion of everyone else. But to me, like having no time limit allows grinding, and allowing grinding is... I can only think that it would do horrible things to the game. Nice. Like the stand jab to space out the timing. A lot of people were very stressed out by the time limit, including me on my first pass. I just thought about how it made me feel instead of thinking about what it made me do. And once I realized what it made me do, it made me realize it was a good mechanic. They're still making Mario RPGs. What about Paper Jam? That's pretty new. Alright, Paper Jam's like a reasonably good fucking Nintendo RPG. I find it so weird that Paper Mario's there, but not Paper Luigi. Something about that just really bothers me. That you got like your three character cast has two of the same guy. And yet it didn't bother me for Partners in Time. Oh, I didn't play Paper Jam, so... I've never finished a Mario and Luigi game. I played the first three at least briefly. There was only one time, I think, in all of Pikmin where I thought the actual game system didn't work. This stage is so stupid. I can't imagine the shit that would get flung if you could play Mario Party Online. You can play Mario Party 1, 2, and 3 online. Just play them. That combo's so cool looking. Well played, Ken. Mm. Something about the original Paper Mario was very mysterious to me. You know what I mean? Like, remember the fly guy you can wind? What was up with that? I would wind him, I would spin it so fast, and he would go kind of far, and then he'd stop. And I would always wonder, it's like, what do you get? You have to spend a lot of money to even get that fly guy. But I don't think you get anything. It's just a fly guy you can wind, and that's it. Spend a lot of money to get a fly guy, and then you can practice spinning the stick. Okay, if there is one singular thing wrong with the original Mario Party, it's every spin the stick minigame, and everyone knows. Those were like the hardest games by far because I guess the people who work at Nintendo have ridiculously fast capacity to spin sticks. But there were like 3 minigames where you had to spin the stick, and they're all basically impossible. And you have to win all of them to beat Minigame Island. And I get like fucking 3 games into Minigame Island, and then I get the raft game where I have to fucking spin the stick faster than 3 NPCs. And it's just like, wow, I'm just done. It's a whole part of the game I just can't play. And then there was, like, even if you get past that, there's the one where you have to, like, light the bulb before the boo gets you. I'm that one Chad friend who can mash the button. I have, like, ridiculously fast button mashing. I laugh whenever a game is, like, mash button fast. Torture scene in Metal Gear Solid, I was like, nah, not even. Easy peasy. Canary Mary? Don't give a shit. I'm fucking invincible button mashing. I had a friend who had a fucking controller with auto fire that I outmashed once. I don't know how fast it mashed. It was probably like fucking 5 times a second or some bullshit. 4 times a second. I don't know. Nice Excel. That's what you do there. Yes, that's my method. Tense arm and vibrate. Very important to have the right amount of pressure on the button so that you're barely gracing between the above and the below. The threshold. And I nail that shit. Scratch the button. I've seen the sideway knuckle. I've seen that shit. You can get some good speed out of that. Every swipe is 4 presses. How about the spoon method? I laugh every time I think about that. Oh, this is a matchup. I've never beaten Star Fox Adventure. I should play that game on stream. The one time I played Star Fox Adventure, I played it with the memory card at my friend's house, and it was a sleepover. And I don't know how far I got through the game, but I got pretty fucking far in the game. But eventually we just had to turn the game off, and that was that. But I've never beaten it. I had a lot of fun playing it. Honestly, I had a really it's not even bad. It's a bad Zelda game. That is accurate. It is in fact a bad Zelda game. But whether it's a bad game is an entirely different question. Okay, I didn't play Star Fox Zero, but I'm going to be that guy who says the later the Star Fox game came out, the worse it is. I feel like Star Fox 1 and Star Fox 64 are about pretty close to each other in quality. They're both good at different things. I feel like Star Fox Adventure is bad-ish. I feel like Assault is really bad-ish. I feel like Command is really, really bad-ish. Command is awful. but I didn't play 0. I like 2 a lot. I didn't play the new 2, but as I understand it, it's only barely different from the 2 that's been floating around on the internet. The worst game ever. Not even the worst Star Fox game, the worst game ever. That's pretty bad. I should play Wind Waker on stream. Wind Waker is a game where I really like about half of it, like adore about half of it, and then I'm ambivalent to the rest. And I just wish the whole game was the parts I really like. I don't mind sailing, although I do think all the time between the dungeons is kind of lousy. The island town is pretty good. The exploring I don't like almost at all, and the 100% components I don't like almost at all, and then the Triforce pieces I don't like almost at all. The game kind of punishes you. That's what I don't like. If you don't get the rupee upgrades, you're fucked. Because you'll be putting rupees back into chest the entire game, and then you won't have any money for the fucking last part of the game where you need so much. You need all this money for all the Triforce charts. And the way that you get the money is by the fairy fountains. And the way the fairy fountains work is it's like you need the right item. It's just a check. It's like, oh, you need to pound this down with a hammer. Oh, you need to bomb this. Shit like that. So not only... You can't just get them... You can't just get them straight away. You have to get some items and then come back and get them. You know? It's like find it after you found this item. So you're not rewarded for exploring initially. But if you wait until you have all the items before you go and get them all, then you're going to have overloaded rupees and you're going to miss a bunch of rupee chests. No, I like the dungeons. I think the 2 adult dungeons... there aren't many, that's the annoying thing. But the dungeons with the Rita and the fucking... whatever, Makar. They're both quite good, I feel. They're both actually genuinely very difficult. I feel like the dungeons are a bit jank. Did I tell you guys when I was playing through Wind Waker I didn't know you could stop with the... Oh, nice guy break. You can get a jump in there. I didn't know that you could stop while swinging from the hook and then like turn. So I had to take extremely weird jank turns whenever I was like... I had to like hook it from a very specific angle. And then I would barely be able to like clip the edge of the other side. I should play Twilight Princess on stream too. I should just have a Zelda marathon where I just play through all these Zelda games. We had Majora's Mask, we had Ocarina of Time. Ocarina of Time went really well in my opinion. Majora's Mask is one of my all-time favorite Zeldas. I did Ages and Seasons and Link's Awakening. I played through Zelda 1 recently. Twilight Princess is just fine. It also has some collectathon elements I hate, but not as many. If I play Twilight Princess, I might try and get all heart pieces or something like that. I don't know if I'd try and catch all the bugs or anything. Or all the pose. I couldn't really be asked to do a lot of that. I didn't like Skyward Sword at all. I stopped right before I got to the first dungeon. I stopped when I got to the first dungeon. I should have given it, like, you know, the benefit of the doubt, because the dungeons might be the best part of the game. In fact, they almost certainly are. But I just hated the combat so much, it pissed me the fuck off. And there was too much stuff that wasn't, like, gameplay. He random Shadow Ghost. Extra means the character was chosen via random select. And you also, when you pick random select in this game, I guess you re-random every single round. Which is kind of cool. You guys want to learn a fun fact? When the online edition was coming out, they polled players for whether they wanted like what features they wanted in the game on Capcom forums, and I wrote in asking for a random select feature, and I searched to make sure no one else had asked for it, and there was no one else. Like I searched random in that thread, and no one else asked for a random select feature. And the next update patch, they said they were adding random select. I'm the reason random select is in Third Strike Online Edition. Third Strike is like the Street Fighter 3 is the only Street Fighter without random select. Street Fighter 2 doesn't have it either. Yes, the Air Demon. Very nice combo. This guy knows how to play Shadow Geist. That's all correct. That was a projectile cat she'd cancel into. I don't remember a lot of the Twilight Princess bosses. I remember the one that's a bunch of bugs in a statue. That's very memorable. I remember the skeleton-looking motherfucker you fight on the giant top. That's very memorable. I remember the Yeti wife. That's like it. That's all I remember. Is that it? Looks like that's it. Alright, please hold. Should I get EX1? Should I play Luigi's Mansion? I remember the spider from Wind Waker. I don't remember the spider in Majora's Mask.